Hello everyone, in this video I'll talk about Guild Dead Zone, or as Kuro likes to call it, Special Dispatch Area. There are currently two playstyles, Execution and Switch. Execution playstyle focuses on executing enemies and is mostly used when units don't have quick burst or low damage. Switch playstyle focuses on switching a lot, or killing enemies, as in not executing them and finishing off the health bar, and used when units have quick burst and decent amount of damage. Execution uses time increase, while Switch uses the explosion buff. Next up, I'm going to review all the Uniframe characters. This way you should have a better understanding what makes them good and what makes them bad. Kamo has a really quick burst with his ultimate. Because of the guild buff, energy gain, he gets to use the ult very often. His switching attack is also a really nice gap closer. The only bad thing about him is his long execution animation, which usually you avoid doing it anyway, since most of the time with Kamo you will be overkilling enemies. Fortunately, there are no good things about Ku. Her ultimate is totally useless beside the first skill. Using ultimate on the first skill is totally fine because it requires a lot of damage. Also, enemies move during her ultimate. She often brings herself with yellow orbs, which are really slow to get rid of, and since she enters core very often, it gets more difficult. She might also miss some blue pings if you use them in a row, because enemies now get pushed away whenever they get damaged. She also has a delayed switching attack, so it doesn't really fit Switch playstyle that well. Since she also is a physical character, she relies too much on critical damage to actually do damage. Tempest has a quick burst with pings and ultimate. She also gets a fast execution animation in Bambinato patch. Now, there could be more said about her, but there isn't. She's just that good. Roland has a very quick burst with his ultimate. Basically, his ult and his ult ping do a lot of damage very quickly, but outside that, his damage is quite low. He also needs to be very close to the enemy to execute, basically standing on top of him. Pulao can do a lot of damage if your ultimate crits, but if it doesn't, then it's quite sad. She has a very long execution animation, and doing 2 core to increase the ultimate crit rate takes a while. Haicma has a really fast execution animation. Also, her ultimate does a lot of damage when fully charged. The only bad thing about her is her blue ping. Because blue ping moves her back, you want to cancel that when charging her ultimate. Noah's switching attack is a gap closer, which can be nice, but also his switching attack moves the enemy, so you want to cancel that early on. Also, Noah has very long animations, therefore making him the worst Uniframe in the game because he can't do DPS fast enough. It's a nice unit, but he's in the wrong game. Now that we have reviewed all the characters, we can make a tier list. Tier 1 consists of Tempest and Haicma. Fast burst, high damage, and fast execution animations. These two characters fit both the execution playstyle and the Switch playstyle. Even though Haicma is a bit tricky to play with Switch playstyle, it is totally doable. Tier 2 consists of Roland and Kamo. Fast burst, mid damage, mid speed for Roland, and long execution for Kamo. Both of these characters also fit execution and Switch playstyles. Tier 3 consists of Pulao and Ku. Slow burst, relies on critical to do damage, typical physical characters, and long execution animations. Because of the slow burst, these characters don't fit that well in Switch playstyle, therefore they can only be used in execution playstyle most efficiently. And lastly, we have Noah in tier. Because of his long animations, he's only good as a switcher. A switcher's main purpose is just to switch. In execution playstyle, switcher is used to help build collab core alpha stacks so you can keep gaining unlimited orbs and perma 50% attack buff. In Switch playstyle, switcher is used to maximize switch explosion triggers by switching as much as possible. Here I made a simple image to help how to decide which playstyle to use. There is a group A and B. Units from group A plus any unit equals switch or execution playstyle. Units from group B plus any unit equals execution playstyle. When to use switch or execution playstyle in the first scenario, it mostly depends on the boss. If you have, for example, like a Black Samurai guy or Hanged Man, then execution playstyle might be more fitting. Now I will try to explain the execution rotation. Whenever I start on Pulao, I always use the Matrix Ping so she can gain more core energy. So the next time I switch her in, she can do 2 cores without any problem. When I switch to Haicma, if I'm close to the enemy, I will let the switching attack to play out a little before using the ultimate move. If I'm far away from the enemy, then I'll just right away go into ult. Here I want to use the yellow ping to activate Pualao's QT. If Haicma doesn't have it, then I'll just use the yellow ping on Ku. I switched to Pualo and then to Haicma to activate Collab Core Alpha buff. Now after 2 more pings, Haicma's ultimate will do enough damage to allow to us to execute the enemy. Interesting thing about Pualao is that if you do 1 core here and do the 2nd core the next time you switch her in, her ultimate will already have the full critical rate buff. The reason why I avoid executing with Ku or Pualao is because their execution animations are long. That's why I switched to Haicma to do the execution instead. Also, if the enemy has no execution meter when switching to Haicma, then there is no point to let the switch in attack to play out. Just go into ultimate right away. When you execute the enemy, you will want to use 4 free pings to fully charge Haicma's ultimate. While doing that, you want to cancel the blue pings. You probably have noticed, but Ku in this rotation is mainly used as a switcher. So far, our rotation is looking like this. Pualao and Ku damages the enemy enough for Haicma to execute it. Haicma executes the damaged enemy, nukes the next one, and then executes him as well. You always want to use QTs after reaching the 1 million threshold. If I can't reach 1 million threshold quickly and I'm on Pualao, then using her ultimate is a good option. Because of the previous switch ins where I tried using core at least once per switch in, this also makes the ultimate have full max stacks, meaning it has at least 80% critical hit rate. After Pualao's ultimate, the enemy is very likely to be at low health, so it's better to overkill it rather than execute it. If the enemy's execution meter is around half and Haicma is still charging her ultimate, then 3 free pings should be enough. Before switching out Haicma, if Ku's QT is on cooldown and I have a free blue ping, then I'll use a free blue ping to get rid of it. The reason behind that, I don't want Haicma to break herself with only just blues. And that's kind of basically it. Like, I'll still try to commentate over the run, but like, I pointed out the main things I do during this rotation, and it's pretty much a loop. So here I made a very weird mistake. I thought Pualao's QT was still up, that's why I clicked her, and I did end up switching to her. If Haicma's ultimate and the QTs don't do enough execution damage, then just use free pings to finish it off and execute the enemy. Haicma's yellow ping is extremely good. It's a gap closer and it's really fast.
出力作戦回路アクティベート。
For those who don't know, if you execute an enemy when the timer ends, you still get the score for killing the enemy.
機体状態異常なし。
And that's basically it. I've wanted to include a switch rotation in this video too. I don't have my old recordings anymore, and the other servers also have pretty bad character pools.
I'll be damned.
Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you have a great day.